Question 1. A project team is developing a new mobile application using an agile approach. During a sprint review, a key stakeholder expresses concern that a crucial security feature, while functional, does not meet the company's stricter new compliance standards, which were updated mid-sprint. The feature was based on the previously approved product backlog item. What should the project manager do first? A. Escalate the issue to the steering committee to determine the impact on the project timeline and budget. B. Direct the team to immediately reprioritize the backlog to include the new compliance requirements for the security feature in the current sprint. C. Facilitate a discussion with the team and stakeholders to understand the updated compliance standards and determine the best approach for integrating them into the product backlog. D. Document the non-compliance as a defect and assign it to the quality assurance team for further investigation. Answer: C. Facilitate a discussion with the team and stakeholders to understand the updated compliance standards and determine the best approach for integrating them into the product backlog. When a new requirement or a change in compliance standards emerges during a project, especially in an agile environment, the first step is always to ensure a shared understanding among all parties. Facilitating a discussion helps to clarify the updated compliance standards, assess their impact, and collaboratively decide on the most appropriate course of action, which typically involves integrating them into the product backlog for future sprints. This approach promotes adaptive planning and ensures the team delivers value aligned with the current stakeholder expectations and organizational needs, rather than immediately reprioritizing or escalating without full understanding. Remember, clear communication and collaboration are key to managing evolving requirements in agile projects. Question 2. A predictive project is nearing its planned completion, and initial quality checks reveal several minor defects in the delivered components. The project manager is under pressure to meet the strict deadline. What is the most appropriate action regarding these defects in the delivery performance domain? A. Defer all minor defects to the post-project support phase to ensure the project meets the deadline. B. Inform the stakeholders about the defects and release the product as planned, noting the known issues. C. Prioritize and address critical defects immediately, while evaluating minor defects for their impact on overall value and deciding on a resolution strategy. D. Reallocate resources from less critical tasks to fix all identified defects before the planned completion date. Answer: C. Prioritize and address critical defects immediately, while evaluating minor defects for their impact on overall value and deciding on a resolution strategy. In the delivery performance domain, ensuring quality and managing defects are critical. While meeting deadlines is important, releasing a product with known defects can negatively impact its intended value and future operations. The most appropriate action is to prioritize addressing critical defects that would significantly impair functionality or value, while strategically deciding on minor defects based on their impact and the project's overall objectives. This approach balances the need for timely delivery with the imperative to deliver a functional and valuable product, ensuring stakeholders receive the best possible outcome under the circumstances. Always focus on delivering the highest possible value, even when faced with constraints. Question 3. A project team is experiencing significant bottlenecks during the final integration phase of a complex system. Components are being delivered from different subteams, and compatibility issues are arising frequently, slowing down progress. Which action best reflects effective management within the delivery performance domain? A. Implement stricter change control processes to prevent further component modifications. B. Resequence the remaining integration tasks to bypass the problematic components temporarily. C. Increase the frequency of integration testing and establish a dedicated communication channel for immediate issue resolution among subteams. D. Halt all work until a comprehensive root cause analysis is completed for all compatibility issues. Answer: C. Increase the frequency of integration testing and establish a dedicated communication channel for immediate issue resolution among subteams. When facing bottlenecks and compatibility issues in the integration phase, the delivery performance domain emphasizes maintaining flow and resolving impediments efficiently. Increasing the frequency of integration testing allows for earlier detection of issues, reducing the cost and effort of fixing them later. Establishing a dedicated communication channel fosters rapid collaboration and immediate resolution among the subteams, preventing issues from escalating and enabling a smoother integration process. This proactive approach helps to improve the overall delivery flow and ensures that issues are addressed swiftly, keeping the project on track. Remember, quick feedback loops and effective communication are vital for overcoming delivery challenges. Question 4. A project manager on an agile project notices that the team consistently meets its sprint goals, but stakeholders are expressing dissatisfaction with the overall value being delivered by the product increments. What is the most likely cause of this discrepancy in the delivery performance domain? A. The team is under-resourced, leading to insufficient feature development. B. The sprint review meetings are not effectively engaging stakeholders to gather valuable feedback. C. The product backlog may not be adequately reflecting stakeholder value and strategic objectives. D. The quality assurance processes are insufficient, resulting in numerous defects. Answer: C. The product backlog may not be adequately reflecting stakeholder value and strategic objectives. In the delivery performance domain, delivering value is paramount, especially in agile projects. If a team consistently meets sprint goals but stakeholders are dissatisfied with the value, it suggests a misalignment between what the team is building and what stakeholders truly need or perceive as valuable. This often stems from a product backlog that does not accurately prioritize items based on true stakeholder value and strategic objectives. The product owner, in collaboration with stakeholders, must ensure the backlog represents the highest value work. Always ensure your backlog accurately reflects the evolving needs and priorities of your stakeholders to deliver true value. Question 5. During the execution of a project, a critical resource unexpectedly resigns, jeopardizing the completion of a key deliverable. The project manager identifies a potential replacement who requires significant training. What is the best immediate action to address this within the delivery performance domain? A. Immediately assign the critical tasks to another team member, even if it overloads them. B. Document the risk and create a contingency plan for future resource issues. C. Prioritize tasks and reallocate responsibilities among the remaining team members, while simultaneously initiating the training for the new resource. D. Request a project extension from the sponsor due to unforeseen circumstances. Answer: C. Prioritize tasks and reallocate responsibilities among the remaining team members, while simultaneously initiating the training for the new resource. When a critical resource leaves, the delivery performance domain requires quick action to maintain project flow and ensure deliverables are still met. The best immediate action is to manage the existing team's capacity by reallocating responsibilities for the most critical tasks to avoid immediate delays, while concurrently addressing the long-term solution of bringing the new resource up to speed through training. This dual approach minimizes disruption to ongoing work and proactively builds capacity for future tasks. Effective project managers anticipate and swiftly respond to such challenges to keep the project moving forward. Question 6. A project manager is overseeing a complex software development project. Despite rigorous planning, several interdependencies between modules are causing unexpected delays during integration. The project manager needs to enhance the delivery process to mitigate these issues proactively. Which technique would be most effective? A. Conduct daily stand-up meetings with individual module teams to track progress. B. Implement frequent, small-batch integrations and develop robust automated testing suites. C. Engage a third-party consultant to review the architectural design for flaws. D. Increase the project buffer to absorb future unexpected delays. Answer: B. Implement frequent, small-batch integrations and develop robust automated testing suites. In the delivery performance domain, especially for complex systems with interdependencies, the goal is to maintain a continuous flow of value and identify issues early. Implementing frequent, small-batch integrations, like in continuous integration, minimizes the scope of potential integration issues, making them easier and faster to resolve. Developing robust automated testing suites further ensures that these small integrations do not introduce regressions and that compatibility is validated consistently. This proactive approach significantly reduces the risk of large, complex integration failures and improves overall delivery efficiency and quality. This technique is often seen in agile environments to ensure continuous value delivery. Question 7. A project team is halfway through a major deliverable, and a new regulatory change is announced that impacts the deliverable specifications. Incorporating this change will require redoing significant work. What is the first step the project manager should take within the delivery performance domain? A. Immediately stop all work on the current deliverable until the new regulations are fully understood. B. Conduct a detailed impact analysis with the team and relevant stakeholders to understand the scope and implications of the regulatory change. C. Inform the project sponsor that a change request is imminent and prepare for a scope increase. D. Prioritize the new regulatory requirements over all existing work, regardless of previous commitments. Answer: B. Conduct a detailed impact analysis with the team and relevant stakeholders to understand the scope and implications of the regulatory change. When a significant external change, such as a new regulatory requirement, impacts an ongoing project, the immediate priority in the delivery performance domain is to thoroughly understand its implications. Conducting a detailed impact analysis with the project team and relevant stakeholders, including legal or compliance experts, is crucial to ascertain the full scope of the change, its effect on the deliverable, and potential consequences for the project. This understanding forms the basis for informed decision-making regarding scope adjustments, resource allocation, and timeline revisions, ensuring that any subsequent actions are strategic and justified. Always fully understand the change before reacting to it. Question 8. A project manager is leading a project where the customer continually requests minor adjustments to already delivered features, leading to scope creep and impacting team morale. These adjustments are always presented as minor clarifications. What is the most effective approach for the project manager to manage this in the delivery performance domain? A. Implement a strict change control process, requiring formal change requests for all adjustments, regardless of size. B. Direct the team to only work on new features and ignore requests for adjustments to delivered items. C. Engage the customer in a discussion about the project's baselines and the impact of continuous changes on the project's stability and value delivery. D. Incorporate the adjustments into the next iteration or phase, reprioritizing existing work as needed. Answer: C. Engage the customer in a discussion about the project's baselines and the impact of continuous changes on the project's stability and value delivery. In the delivery performance domain, managing scope and delivering value effectively requires clear communication and stakeholder collaboration. When a customer continually requests minor clarifications that amount to scope creep, the most effective approach is to engage them in a direct conversation about the project's baselines and the negative impacts these constant changes have on stability, team morale, and the ability to deliver planned value. This discussion helps to realign expectations, educate the customer on the change management process, and reinforce the agreement on what constitutes value delivered. Clear communication is essential to prevent uncontrolled scope creep and ensure project success. Question 9. An agile team consistently struggles to deliver the committed features by the end of each sprint, despite working overtime. The team feels overwhelmed, and the product owner is concerned about the predictability of delivery. What is the most appropriate action for the project manager to take? A. Recommend increasing the sprint length to provide more time for completion. B. Advocate for reducing the scope of work taken into each sprint, based on the team's historical velocity and capacity. C. Assign more team members to the project to increase the team's capacity. D. Implement a stricter daily stand-up meeting to ensure better accountability from team members. Answer: B. Advocate for reducing the scope of work taken into each sprint, based on the team's historical velocity and capacity. In the delivery performance domain, particularly for agile projects, predictability and sustainable pace are crucial for effective value delivery. If a team consistently fails to meet sprint commitments and is working overtime, it indicates an unrealistic commitment to the amount of work within a sprint. The most appropriate action is to advocate for reducing the scope of work taken into each sprint, aligning it more closely with the team's actual, sustainable velocity and capacity. This ensures more realistic planning, reduces team burnout, and improves the predictability of future deliveries. Balancing capacity with commitments is key to long-term team effectiveness and reliable delivery. Question 10. A project manager is reviewing performance metrics for a project in its execution phase. The Cost Performance Index, CPI, is 0.9 and the Schedule Performance Index, SPI, is 1.1. What do these metrics indicate regarding the delivery performance domain? A. The project is ahead of schedule and under budget. B. The project is behind schedule and over budget. C. The project is ahead of schedule but over budget. D. The project is behind schedule but under budget. Answer: C. The project is ahead of schedule but over budget. In the delivery performance domain, performance metrics like CPI and SPI provide critical insights into project health. A Schedule Performance Index, SPI, of 1.1 means the project is performing better than planned regarding schedule. SPI 1 indicates ahead of schedule. A Cost Performance Index, CPI, of 0.9 means the project is over budget. CPI 1 indicates over budget, as it is getting only 90 cents of value for every $1 spent. Therefore, the project is ahead of schedule but over budget, which requires careful monitoring and potential corrective actions. Understanding these indices helps project managers make informed decisions to steer the project towards successful completion. Question 11. During an agile project, a critical stakeholder requests a significant feature that was not part of the initial product vision and requires extensive rework of existing components. The product owner is hesitant due to the impact on the current sprint goals. What should the project manager advise the product owner to do? A. Immediately add the feature to the current sprint backlog to satisfy the stakeholder. B. Reject the request outright, as it deviates from the agreed-upon product vision. C. Facilitate a discussion with the stakeholder to understand the value of the new feature, then collaboratively assess its impact, and prioritize it for future sprints if it aligns with strategic goals. D. Document the request as a potential future enhancement and proceed with the current sprint as planned. Answer: C. Facilitate a discussion with the stakeholder to understand the value of the new feature, then collaboratively assess its impact, and prioritize it for future sprints if it aligns with strategic goals. In the delivery performance domain, effective stakeholder engagement and value prioritization are crucial. When a significant new feature request emerges, the project manager should advise the product owner to engage in a collaborative discussion with the stakeholder to understand the value proposition of the new feature. This allows for a thorough assessment of its impact on existing work and its alignment with overall strategic goals, leading to an informed decision about its prioritization. This approach ensures that important stakeholder needs are considered without disrupting current commitments, reflecting the adaptive nature of agile delivery. Question 12. A project team is struggling with the integration of new software modules, leading to frequent bugs and delays. The project manager observes that different subteams are using slightly different coding standards and version control practices. Which action in the delivery performance domain would best improve the situation? A. Implement a comprehensive training program for all developers on software development best practices. B. Enforce a unified set of coding standards and review version control procedures, along with establishing frequent, automated integration tests. C. Hire an external quality assurance team to conduct more thorough testing before integration. D. Extend the duration of the integration phase to allow more time for manual defect resolution. Answer: B. Enforce a unified set of coding standards and review version control procedures, along with establishing frequent, automated integration tests. In the delivery performance domain, consistency and early defect detection are key to efficient integration and quality. Inconsistent coding standards and version control practices are direct contributors to integration issues. Enforcing unified standards minimizes compatibility problems, and reviewing version control ensures everyone is working from the correct baseline. Crucially, establishing frequent, automated integration tests allows for rapid detection and resolution of issues as soon as they arise, preventing them from accumulating into major bottlenecks. This approach proactively addresses the root causes of integration struggles, leading to smoother, higher quality delivery. Question 13. A project's key deliverable, a new online portal, is ready for user acceptance testing, UAT. However, the intended users are overwhelmed with their daily tasks and cannot dedicate sufficient time to UAT, risking project delays. What is the most effective approach for the project manager to ensure the UAT proceeds efficiently within the delivery performance domain? A. Postpone the UAT until users have more availability, adjusting the project schedule accordingly. B. Offer incentives to users to encourage their participation in the UAT. C. Work with the user's management to allocate dedicated time for UAT, potentially by temporarily reassigning some of their routine tasks or staggering UAT sessions. D. Reduce the scope of UAT by having only a small subset of users perform the tests. Answer: C. Work with the user's management to allocate dedicated time for UAT, potentially by temporarily reassigning some of their routine tasks or staggering UAT sessions. User acceptance testing, UAT, is a critical component of the delivery performance domain, ensuring that the project deliverables meet the user's needs and are fit for purpose. When users lack time, the most effective approach is to proactively engage with their management to secure the necessary time and resources. This might involve temporarily reassigning their routine tasks, staggering UAT sessions, or establishing a clear schedule to ensure their dedicated participation. This collaborative approach ensures that the vital feedback from actual users is obtained, leading to a successful and well-accepted product, rather than risking quality or prolonging the project. Question 14. A product owner consistently receives feedback from end users that the delivered increments, while functional, lack a cohesive user experience. The development team is focused on delivering features as defined in the user stories. Which agile practice should the project manager suggest to improve the overall product experience in the delivery performance domain? A. Implement stricter definitions of done to ensure all features are fully complete. B. Introduce dedicated design sprints or incorporate a user experience (UX) designer into the development team for continuous collaboration. C. Increase the frequency of sprint reviews to gather more feedback from stakeholders. D. Prioritize technical debt resolution over new feature development to improve system stability. Answer: B. Introduce dedicated design sprints or incorporate a user experience (UX) designer into the development team for continuous collaboration. In the delivery performance domain, delivering valuable increments means not just functionality but also a positive user experience. If end users perceive a lack of cohesion, it indicates a gap in focusing on UX during development. Introducing dedicated design sprints or integrating a UX designer directly into the Agile team promotes continuous collaboration between design and development, ensuring that user experience is considered throughout the entire delivery process, not just as a post-development afterthought. This proactive approach helps to embed user-centric design into the core of the product, leading to a more satisfying and cohesive user experience. Question 15. A project is using a Kanban system to manage its workflow. The project manager notices that work items are frequently getting stuck in the testing column, leading to a buildup of completed development tasks awaiting validation. What is the most appropriate action in the delivery performance domain to address this? A. Implement a work in progress (WIP) limit for the testing column. B. Move resources from development to testing to clear the bottleneck. C. Ask the development team to slow down their work to match the testing team's pace. D. Escalate the issue to senior management for additional testing resources. Answer: A. Implement a work in progress (WIP) limit for the testing column. In Kanban, the delivery performance domain emphasizes maintaining a smooth flow of work. A buildup of tasks in the testing column indicates a bottleneck. The most effective Kanban-specific action to address this is to implement a work in progress (WIP) limit for the testing column. This limit prevents new items from entering the testing column until existing ones are cleared, forcing the team to focus on completing current tasks and swarm around the bottleneck. While moving resources might be a subsequent step, establishing the WIP limit first highlights the constraint and allows the team to self-organize and pull work, improving overall flow and delivery efficiency. Question 16. A project is currently in its execution phase, and the project manager has just received notification that a critical supplier for a key component has gone out of business. This impacts the ability to deliver the product as specified. What should the project manager do first within the delivery performance domain? A. Document the supplier issue as a risk and update the risk register. B. Immediately seek out a new supplier who can provide the component, regardless of cost. C. Assess the impact on the project's scope, schedule, cost, and quality, and identify potential alternative solutions with the team. D. Inform the project sponsor about the critical supplier failure and await direction. Answer: C. Assess the impact on the project's scope, schedule, cost, and quality, and identify potential alternative solutions with the team. When an unexpected event like a critical supplier going out of business occurs, the delivery performance domain requires an immediate and systematic response. The first step is to thoroughly assess the impact of this event on all project baselines, scope, schedule, cost, quality, to understand the magnitude of the problem. Concurrently, the project manager should work with the team to identify and evaluate potential alternative solutions. This comprehensive analysis provides the necessary information to make informed decisions, develop effective mitigation strategies, and communicate accurately with stakeholders, ensuring continued progress toward value delivery. Question 17. A large, multi-team agile program is struggling with dependencies between teams, leading to delayed feature delivery and rework. The project manager observes that teams are often unaware of each other's progress or upcoming needs. What technique would best improve delivery synchronization? A. Increase the frequency of individual team sprint reviews to ensure faster feedback. B. Implement a centralized program management office to oversee all team activities and dependencies. C. Facilitate regular Scrum of Scrums meetings or big room planning sessions to ensure cross-team alignment and dependency management. D. Assign a dedicated dependency manager to each team to track and resolve inter-team issues. Answer: C. Facilitate regular Scrum of Scrums meetings or big room planning sessions to ensure cross-team alignment and dependency management. In the delivery performance domain, particularly for large agile programs, managing inter-team dependencies and fostering collaboration are crucial for synchronized delivery. Regular Scrum of Scrums meetings, where representatives from each team discuss progress, impediments, and upcoming work, or big room planning sessions, like in SAFe's PI planning, are designed specifically to bring multiple teams together to identify, discuss, and resolve dependencies collaboratively. These practices enhance cross-team communication, promote alignment, and improve the flow of value across the entire program. They enable early identification and proactive resolution of dependencies, preventing delays and rework. Question 18. A project manager is tasked with delivering a new product feature with a strict deadline. The development team identifies a technical debt issue that, if not addressed now, will severely impact the scalability and maintainability of the new feature in the long run. Addressing it will delay the current delivery. What should the project manager do? A. Defer the technical debt resolution to a post-delivery phase to meet the deadline. B. Push the team to deliver the feature by the deadline and address the technical debt as a separate, future project. C. Facilitate a discussion with key stakeholders to explain the implications of the technical debt, seeking a joint decision on balancing short-term delivery with long-term product health. D. Allocate additional resources to simultaneously address the technical debt and meet the deadline. Answer: C. Facilitate a discussion with key stakeholders to explain the implications of the technical debt, seeking a joint decision on balancing short-term delivery with long-term product health. In the delivery performance domain, balancing short-term delivery needs with long-term product health is a critical aspect of value management. When technical debt threatens future scalability or maintainability, simply deferring it can lead to higher costs and more significant problems later. The project manager's best action is to transparently communicate the implications of the technical debt to key stakeholders, including the trade-offs of addressing it now versus deferring it. This collaborative approach ensures that stakeholders are informed and can make an educated decision regarding priorities, ultimately leading to a more sustainable and valuable product. Question 19. A project team is developing a new software application. During testing, it's discovered that the application's performance is significantly slower than the non-functional requirements specified. The project manager needs to ensure the delivered product meets all quality standards. What is the most appropriate action? A. Release the application with a disclaimer about the performance issues and plan an urgent patch. B. Launch the application as planned, noting the performance issue as a known defect to be addressed later. C. Re-evaluate the non-functional requirements with stakeholders to see if the current performance is acceptable. D. Initiate root cause analysis to identify the performance bottlenecks and allocate resources to resolve them before release, even if it delays the project. Answer: D. Initiate root cause analysis to identify the performance bottlenecks and allocate resources to resolve them before release, even if it delays the project. In the delivery performance domain, ensuring the product meets all specified quality standards, including non-functional requirements like performance, is crucial for delivering value. Releasing an application that fails to meet these critical requirements risks user dissatisfaction, operational issues, and future costs. Therefore, the most appropriate action is to perform a root cause analysis to understand why the performance issues exist and then allocate necessary resources to resolve them, even if it impacts the schedule. Prioritizing quality and rectifying issues before release ensures the delivered product truly meets its intended purpose and provides the expected value. Question 20. A project team consistently completes their assigned tasks ahead of schedule. However, the next set of tasks cannot begin because they depend on external approvals that are frequently delayed. This causes periods of idle time for the team. What should the project manager focus on to improve delivery flow in this scenario? A. Encourage the team to take on additional, less critical tasks to utilize their idle time. B. Implement stricter deadlines for external approvals to force quicker responses. C. Proactively manage the external dependency by communicating approval needs early and frequently, potentially setting up service-level agreements, SLAs, for response times. D. Adjust the project schedule to account for expected delays in external approvals. Answer: C. Proactively manage the external dependency by communicating approval needs early and frequently, potentially setting up service-level agreements, SLAs, for response times. In the delivery performance domain, maintaining a smooth workflow and eliminating idle time due to external dependencies are key. While the team is efficient, the bottleneck lies externally. The most effective approach is to proactively manage this external dependency. This involves establishing clear communication channels, anticipating approval needs well in advance, setting expectations for response times, and potentially formalizing these expectations through service-level agreements, SLAs. This proactive engagement helps to unblock the flow of work and ensures that the team can continue delivering value without unnecessary waiting periods. Question 21. A project manager is overseeing a complex product launch that requires multiple teams, marketing, sales, engineering, support, to synchronize their activities precisely. Miscommunication has led to several missed deadlines and rework. Which action would best ensure smooth delivery coordination? A. Create detailed, comprehensive communication plans for each individual team. B. Establish a centralized steering committee to approve all cross-functional communication. C. Implement a shared, visual management system, example a Kanban board for the entire product launch, and hold regular cross-functional synchronization meetings. D. Assign a dedicated coordinator to each team to manage their individual communication with other teams. Answer: C. Implement a shared, visual management system, example a Kanban board for the entire product launch, and hold regular cross-functional synchronization meetings. For complex multi-team efforts within the delivery performance domain, seamless coordination is paramount. A shared, visual management system, such as a large-scale Kanban board or program-level dashboard, provides transparency across all teams regarding progress, dependencies, and upcoming work. Coupled with regular cross-functional synchronization meetings, like release train engineer syncs or program-level stand-ups, this approach enables teams to proactively identify and resolve interdependencies, align their efforts, and ensure that all necessary activities are coordinated for a smooth product launch. Visibility and frequent, direct communication across functions are crucial for preventing misalignments and rework. Question 22. A project is using an incremental delivery approach. After releasing the first increment, stakeholders provide feedback that while the core functionality is good, the user interface, UI, is not intuitive, causing user adoption issues. The project manager needs to ensure the next increment addresses this feedback. What is the most effective approach in the delivery performance domain? A. Document the UI feedback as a new feature request for consideration in a future release. B. Conduct a user experience, UX, workshop with stakeholders and the development team to refine UI requirements for the next increment. C. Task the development team with fixing the UI issues in the current increment before proceeding to the next. D. Increase the budget for UI design and development in subsequent increments. Answer: B. Conduct a user experience, UX, workshop with stakeholders and the development team to refine UI requirements for the next increment. In an incremental delivery model within the delivery performance domain, incorporating feedback from delivered increments is vital for continuous value improvement. When feedback indicates a critical issue like poor UI intuition, the most effective approach is to actively engage stakeholders and the development team in a collaborative UX workshop. This allows for a deep dive into the specific problems, generates shared understanding, and collaboratively defines refined UI requirements that can be effectively incorporated into the planning and execution of the next increment, ensuring the product evolves to meet user needs more effectively. This fosters continuous learning and adaptation. Question 23. A project is experiencing delays due to frequent changes in requirements from the customer, even though a baseline has been established. The project manager needs to manage this effectively within the delivery performance domain while maintaining customer satisfaction. What is the best course of action? A. Inform the customer that no further changes will be accepted once the baseline is approved. B. Require formal change requests for all changes, including minor ones, and assess their impact on scope, schedule, and cost. C. Renegotiate the project contract to include a fixed number of change iterations or a change budget. D. Work with the customer to understand the root cause of the frequent changes and implement a collaborative process for managing future requirements. Answer: D. Work with the customer to understand the root cause of the frequent changes and implement a collaborative process for managing future requirements. While a change control process is important, simply enforcing it without understanding the underlying reasons for frequent changes can harm customer relationships and project value. In the delivery performance domain, effective management often involves collaboration and problem solving. The best approach is to work with the customer to understand why the requirements are changing so frequently. This could reveal issues like unclear initial requirements, evolving market needs, or lack of stakeholder involvement. By understanding the root cause, the project manager can then implement a more collaborative and adaptive process for managing future requirements, fostering better communication and ultimately ensuring the delivered product meets the customer's evolving needs. Question 24. A project team is using an agile framework and has just completed its 5th sprint. The project manager notices that the team's velocity has been steadily decreasing over the last 3 sprints, and they are accruing a significant amount of technical debt. What is the most appropriate action within the delivery performance domain? A. Encourage the team to work harder and prioritize features over technical debt. B. Immediately allocate a portion of the next sprint to address the most critical technical debt, with stakeholder agreement. C. Implement stricter quality gate checks at the end of each sprint to prevent technical debt accumulation. D. Review the definition of done with the team to ensure it includes quality and maintainability aspects. Answer: B. Immediately allocate a portion of the next sprint to address the most critical technical debt, with stakeholder agreement. In the delivery performance domain, declining velocity and accumulating technical debt are serious indicators that the team's ability to deliver value sustainably is eroding. Ignoring technical debt leads to slower future development, increased defects, and eventual system instability. The most appropriate action is to proactively address this by dedicating a portion of an upcoming sprint to resolving the most critical technical debt, in agreement with stakeholders, especially the product owner. This investment in the product's health improves future velocity and ensures long-term maintainability and value delivery. Think of it as necessary maintenance for sustainable speed. Question 25. A project manager is leading a global project with team members distributed across different time zones. Communication delays and misunderstandings are frequently impacting the timely delivery of work packages. What is the most effective strategy to improve delivery in this context? A. Mandate a common working hour overlap for all team members, regardless of time zone. B. Rely solely on asynchronous communication tools, example email, collaboration platforms, to avoid time zone conflicts. C. Establish clear communication protocols, utilize shared digital collaboration tools, and schedule overlap meetings strategically during common available hours. D. Appoint local lead managers in each region to coordinate work locally and then report to the project manager. Answer: C. Establish clear communication protocols, utilize shared digital collaboration tools, and schedule overlap meetings strategically during common available hours. In the delivery performance domain, effective communication is paramount, especially for globally distributed teams. Simply mandating fixed overlap hours can lead to burnout, and relying solely on asynchronous tools can lead to misinterpretations and lack of real-time problem solving. The most effective strategy is a balanced approach. Establishing clear communication protocols minimizes misunderstandings, leveraging shared digital collaboration tools, like Slack, Microsoft Teams, Jira, centralizes information, and strategically scheduling overlap meetings during shared available hours facilitates real-time discussion and decision-making on critical issues. This combination optimizes communication flow and ensures timely delivery despite geographical dispersion.